Frank
They got rid of
Rijkaard
him.
looked as cool as Pep thinks he is.
Well, exactly. They replaced him with a bald guy. I was like, where's the cool black guy?
Hello, and welcome to Reminding You Why I Love Football. If you're listening to this, we are still on air after our triumphant performance in Trafalgar Square last week. We're all still together, still allowed in the same room. So it must have been a success. And if you're not listening to this, then you won't know. This is Reminding You I Love Football, a Mundial podcast, a popular one, an award-winning one. We've got a slightly different cast today. Producer Tommy Stewart has had to get his train back to Manchester, so Asad Raza stepped up, looking very...
You look very well.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
very well
You look
today.
extremely well.
He's had a bit of a trim around the whiskers.
Yeah,
he seems to have a
yeah.
new T-shirt on. He's got
Just a
some
bit
linen
trim.
trousers
I
on.
won this at a climbing rave.
A climbing ring.
It's a rave. Yeah, it was set at a climbing wall. They were handing out drinks and stuff. And the guy had a
Did you
t-shirt
climb?
on. Yeah.
That sounds great.
So you rave and climb.
Yeah. There was like dancing and stuff.
That's
He
nice.
faded in
I like dancing and climbing. So
a ballad into I'm Sorry for Party Rocking at one point.
wow.
Yeah.
We are 4.9 on Apple, 5 stars on Spotify. Again, surprises me every time I say that. This is Reminding You I Love Football. I'm your host, Owen Blackhurst. He's James Bird. He's Asad Raza. On the week this podcast is released, Carlo Ancelotti was born. Now, I would like to know, if you could be any version of Carlo Ancelotti, which one would you be, James?
Do you know what? I would be Real Madrid's 2023-2024 Ancelotti. He's brought such like a diverse group of players together in a winning way, and they all clearly really like him, and he clearly really likes them.
Such a heartwarming underdog story, isn't it? Seb?
But just videos of him dancing with them
Yeah,
and
no, it's
smoking
great.
cigars.
No,
It's
no,
fucking
it's-
great.
Do you know what would be more interesting?
He's made Real Madrid really likeable,
Yes,
Oh,
Yes.
very.
Yeah.
which
very
is
much so.
very difficult to do.
and he protects his players.
Yeah.
What would be more interesting is just before that when he went to Everton. And
Well, I think
training
that's-
Tom Davis.
That's the Carlo Ancelotti I would least likely to do.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he probably enjoyed living on. He'd have made the most of it. He'd have enjoyed living in Formby and stuff. You know,
Did he though? He got
such a
out there
choice.
as soon as he could, didn't he?
To Real Madrid.
I mean, like if Madrid are like,
Yeah.
Real Madrid come calling.
Yeah,
They didn't,
of
though, did
course.
Oh, didn't they?
They didn't come calling him. No, he rang up to ask him if there was a player available, and they said they were looking for a coach. And he said, "What about me? Have you forgot 2014?" And they hired him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I only read that the other day, so I might be wrong.
insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
Wow. Fucking hell, that'd be even more.
I'm a celebrity manager. Get me out
I
of
just
here.
assumed that they'd gone.
Is that how easy it is? I might give him
You
a call.
considered me.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'd be this Carlo.
I'd be the absolute classic him playing centre midfield for AC Milan.
AC Milan. He looks incredible in that kit.
Yeah,
He,
all of them around me. Me,
Yeah.
the conductor, brought in from Roma to sort of run the midfield.
looked great as a youngster at Roma as well.
Yeah, he was a
Didn't he?
Yeah,
Looked
fantastic footballer, a tremendous footballer. What about you, Seb?
I remember the sticker in the Orbis World Cup 90 thing of him because all the Italians looked great in that blue shimmery kit, didn't they? And him as well as everyone else. But yeah, that would be my favourite. But I do agree with James. He brings some much needed joy to modern day.
Not many left for you to go.
No,
out there,
I'm
really.
sticking. I mean, like, I was thinking both what you two said, but I'm sticking with Everton. What a fish out of water story that is. It's just so funny. Imagine him rocking up and trying to teach that horrible shower of a squad to play
Jesus.
football.
Don't say what you mean, Asad. So here we are, back in Seb's vault. It's Seb's fault yet again. Now, as most of you will know, you lovingly refer to Seb as Tank Man, and the first thing he's highlighted for us to talk about is D-Day. On this day, this was released in 1944.
Seb, just give it a rest.
Like, come on.
More to say that for the most recent issue of Mundial, which is coming out very, very, very soon.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Very
Yeah.
soon. I was given the incredible opportunity to go to France to not just have a look at the history around D-Day and that, but also to go and watch some football. And yeah, it's I really hope a lot of people read the piece because I think it's obviously one of my favourite things that I've ever done for Mundial. But
I would describe it as a life-affirming piece, Seb.
there you are then. That's
It's
all I
really
want it to
fucking
be.
good.
There you are.
And for anyone who didn't see it, Seb did get hurtled along the beaches.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most
in a
fun
sidecar.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the most Francois Bourgeois thing I've seen not done by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look like Francois Bourgeois. You do.
I've got a rat-faced white guy.
Well,
Sort
Don't
of.
describe
Yeah.
it like that. He's got a Gucci deal.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Has he?
Has he?
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
I haven't, Asad.
Yeah, yeah.
So would you know
He
he
put
never
a Gucci
spoke.
mane, don't
he
you,
never.
Birdo?
He never.
Yeah, my guy.
He never
Which
spoke
I
out.
might be.
He never spoke out about the
No.
the train strikes, and everyone was like, "Well, it's Francis Bourgeois, not Francis Proletariat."
That's very good.
That is very good.
But yeah,
He's got a Gucci deal. I've got a meal deal.
It's coming up to the anniversary of Javier Mascherano's birth. Of course, we can't talk about Javier Mascherano without the simple fact that he tore his arsehole in a tackle once. What is...
it's never not funny.
No. I mean...
And it shouldn't be funny because that sounds horrific.
But he did.
What a way, like.
He did throw himself into tackles,
yeah,
didn't
He threw himself into a recovery tackle and tore his arsehole for Argentina. And what is... I don't even know where to go with this.
he? What is the closest you've ever come to tearing your arsehole?
It was actually last week.
Yeah, I've never torn my arsehole, but I have had pins and needles in my balls quite a few times.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
and you need to go and see the doctor about that.
No, it's fine. It's when I've got pins and needles elsewhere. It's from being sat in a weird position.
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I haven't had that. So what's the question?
I don't think there is one.
Which genitals have you injured?
No, what? Well, I phrased
actually-
it slightly less. I just said, what's the
Yeah,
worst
which
injury
footballer's
you've had?
arsehole would you most like to tear? I think
What's
that
the
was
worst
question,
injury
right?
you've had?
Which footballer, if you were a manager,
brutalised.
would you most like to tear a new arsehole in the dressing room? Look at that. Fucking live.
There
Brilliant.
you are. Okay,
Live
that's
and
good.
Brilliant.
That's
How do we
good.
do that?
Right.
That's Trafalgar Square shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we get the big gigs.
Seb's finally a manager.
Big
And which Premier League player would you most like to tear a new arsehole? Give the hairdryer to.
Is it too easy to say Anthony?
Yes, probably. We'll cut that one out. Assad?
I'm still thinking of one.
Doesn't have to be any player. Which player would you most like to give an unsolicited bollocking to? Really, really go to town, teacups and fucking bring their parentage and family and everything into it.
Real John Sitton stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. A dinner bringing tirade.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it have to be a Premier League player? 'Cause
Nope.
The first one that came into mind was I'd love to bollock Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking good.
What would you say to him, Assad? So I'm Cristiano now. I'll get my top off and just sit in my pants if you want. I'm Cristiano, look.
He's just a snivelling narcissist who's now like
That's
just
what we
in
say.
his own bubble.
He looks pretty good.
He looks, but he looks like a dolphin, just shaved, hairless, eyebrows.
He does,
like
yeah,
he is.
he
He's a
does.
dolphin.
There's some weird stuff you've put in here, Seb. I must say. Donald Duck's first TV appearance.
That's in there.
Yeah.
What year?
Yeah, he hasn't highlighted that you could have a good go with. He's highlighted George, father of the railway, Stevenson.
Because I thought we could talk about our favourite railway trips. Train
Oh,
trips.
go on then.
Okay.
That's why.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not just a pretty arse.
Well,
Lateral
it's
thinking.
actually in my ins this week.
Well, let's just...
So maybe I could talk about it now instead, and I'll change that. I got the train back from Wolverhampton to London, and it was coming down from Glasgow, so it will have passed through Sheffield, Manchester. It will have passed through all the major cities before Birmingham, Wolverhampton, and then carry on down to London. I got the train at 7:30, so it was just full of various different groups of absolutely trolleyed football fans. So there was some Celtic fans, there were Wolves fans, there were Coventry fans,
Wow.
there were who else was heading back down to London? Maybe Luton fans. So let's say fans of 6 different clubs. Let's say 10 sets
Yeah, yeah.
of 5 just completely pissed, and what like being invisible because I was on my own and just on my phone. Being invisible and watching these groups of people interact, sort of like aliens from different planets, but realising that they're all on the same level of pissed. The atmosphere on those late Saturday trains after games have finished and people have been in the pubs for 2 hours is incredible.
Wild. Absolutely,
They are
wild.
wild. It's like a
vibes.
a metal zoo
And-
hurtling through the country.
And they've all done this. They've all spent their day doing the same, exactly the same thing, just a different team.
with the same group of people, watching the same shit, stood in the same
Like,
shit,
sounds
eating and
very
drinking
familiar.
the same shit. And so there's a very natural bond on those trains. And do you know what? There's always like sort of families travelling back down to London as well.
Oh, it's awful. You feel embarrassed to be human.
You do feel embarrassed to be human. And they are all shouting and chanting and like eating and just constant like every 10 seconds you just hear someone else cracking open another can somewhere in the
Great
carriage.
SMR, wouldn't it?
Well, I think
Well, that was one of my missus' regular running jokes whenever we were on holiday. That all she'd hear from the balcony was just
Cans.
Yeah. Mick Hucknall's got a birthday coming up, and recently that clip has come out of Keane and Gary Neville remembering when Mick Hucknall did a bit of training
Ferguson, so come along.
for Man United night before the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Mick Hucknall joined in training.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
it's also Prince's. It would have been Prince's birthday this week. Now I know you hate the 80s, James. Hate everything about the 80s.
Not everything. No. I hate certain aesthetics of the 80s. I think
Facts.
Prince is cool as fuck.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I saw Prince
Yeah.
at the Hop Farm. Yeah, a couple of years before he died. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah. He's cool as fuck, man. But I think there are lots of elements to the 80s. I don't know.
Prince.
I was going to say, which 80s icon do you think would go down a storm at the Mole? I just want fucking Schwarzenegger up front. Arnold Schwarzenegger coming in for a big transfer fee. You've got to change things up, and you just
Barrel chest.
The big Austrian.
the big Austrian
Austrian.
oak up top. Yeah,
We've already had a big Austrian, Stefan Meyerhofer.
stick it in the mixer.
God.
Just
Yeah,
Bring him on second half sub.
yeah. Chuck Norris down Yeovil.
Van Damme on loan from Anderlecht.
Yeah,
Wolves also
Sliced
had
a load.
Wolves also had a player called Jean Van Damme playing for them
Did they?
yeah.
in the
80s legend.
in the doldrum seasons.
He's had a lot of exposure recently, David Beckham. We've given him a lot of shit in this Paris for the absolute filth of his Instagram stories. But there was peak Beckham, and it was pretty much when he signed for Real Madrid, and he had that long, almost ironed blonde hair. And it's one of the great football haircuts, isn't it?
He looks beautiful, man. He looks so beautiful in the fucking, it's Real Madrid again, but in that royal white with the gold
Tanned.
trimmings, tanned, the Preds, like it's 2003 in it, so he's got Predator Manias on.
I actually saw a photo of him on Instagram a few days ago with him with his dreads, and I'm like, he's the only white man who could pull that off. Realistically, really,
And Tom Hanks'
get away
son.
with it.
But yeah,
Cool.
Beckham, that era.
Seb when he went to the Caribbean, he got a single dread done, like Michael Scott from the US office.
Got stuck in the shower like Monica and Friends.
That era of Beckham,
Oh,
2003, that team, that
What?
Galacticos team, who
If you could have any footballer's hair from history,
oh,
what would you have? Because for those who are not listening, like I've had loads of weird and shit hair over the year, even shitter now. I used to have hair like Liam Gallagher's for a long time. I've always been able to have a lot of hair and been able to.
there's
colour
actually a
it, so-
video of you on the internet, isn't there?
Do I own Blackhurst have Lego hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Matt Sellers. He stitched me up.
was it Sellers?
Yeah, we were. That's us
To
waiting
the golf in it.
That's us waiting to film people and just doing tests.
Yeah.
And he, the bastard, posted it. Yeah, he did loads of them. There was no.
Are the rumours true, Owen?
What
That you've
rumours?
got Lego hair.
Yeah. And I say something about making men and women go weak at the knees.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can't help being true.
no. If you could have Seb, any footballer's hair, past or present, like anyone, but you have to keep that hairstyle for the rest of your life. From
Oh,
today.
right.
Oh God, come back to me. 'cause
I actually had the first thing that came into my mind was I remember watching Barcelona with Frank Rijkaard as a manager. I want Frank Rijkaard's hair.
Oh, that's a punchy one, but I
He's
like
the first person I'd noticed where I'm like, oh, his haircut is really cool.
The fade on it.
Yeah.
The fade up to the really tight curls. Fucking
Yeah.
great. And he looked amazing in the suit when he was
Yeah,
managing
exactly. He looked
Barcelona.
cool.
Oh, he was cool as fuck for
Yeah.
a record.
He looked very, very
Big long
fucking
legs,
cool.
shoes always immaculate.
High cheekbones.
He looked so cool, and I was really confused because it's just won the Champions League. and
Frank
they got rid of
Rijkaard
him.
looked as cool as Pep thinks he is.
Well, exactly. They replaced him with a bald guy, and I was like, "Where's the cool black guy?" That was me.
Very good. James?
It's a
Luka Modric.
It's a good Luka.
Just a better version of mine.
He's had some bad ones, hasn't he, Luka Modric?
So's Birdo.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah.
This week?
Yeah. Only yesterday.
Yeah.
in fact.
Remember that Third Reich one he had?
Oh no.
There's a picture of that. It's terrible. Absolutely.
Looked like a different human being.
Yeah. I was after a fade. I was after some sort of like fade, short back and sides, not on top.
What would you have?
But it was two Peaky Blinders. I mean, it's hard to look past that Beckham hair. I sort of tried to do that this early in the year, but he had it all highlighted beautifully. The blondes in it were perfect.
Yeah, you can't iron your t-shirt, mate. So you're not going to start
ironing.
bleaching your hair.
I would, if I was going to go to, I had thoughts of trying to go to Germany for a whole month for the Euros, and
With who?
Well, I wanted to pitch something in to be able to go there for the whole month with you. I would.
Seems realistic.
I would have. Well, I think if
Aim for the stars.
yeah, I
You
would have. I'd have really liked to have just got the Ronaldo triangle.
Would you?
If we'd have said, right, we're going to go for a month, we're going to go from place to place, do that. We're going to live a month.
We've got a venue for that week. So.
I would have definitely. In fact, I told Matilde that I was going to get it done.
What'd she say to that?
Thank God
I'm
I went
leaving
with you.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd quite like to go at Paul Breitner from the 70s.
Oh,
Fucking
that's a shout and a half.
His full perm.
Yeah,
See if I could, carry that off.
Yeah.
Keegan
Coolers.
had an amazing
Coolers.
one as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
With
but
his
I
hand-
thought...
Breitner's look natural.
Yeah, and Breitner's look cool.
Or Valderrama's.
Valderrama's
Yeah,
pretty good.
big.
Well, this is what I'm thinking.
Imagine Owen with
I
Valderrama's hair.
fucking love it.
I'd love it. I would love Carlos
You look like
Valderrama's
the
hair.
can we do
guy,
that?
the band
We've
that
got to
made
sort that out.
I'd like to see Seb with Ronaldinho.
Well, you're going to laugh at the suggestion I've got, but mainly because it's just some bonkers suggestion. But I tell you what, he looks...
Bobby Charlton.
No. Doing that this week,
Oh
mate.
my
Your-
God.
Doing
Your
that
wish
this
is
week.
my command.
Yeah.
It's been a massacre.
Let me take the headphones off a minute. No, I tell you what, because I think anyone else, this haircut looks absolutely ridiculous. But I think he's one of the coolest looking footballers I have ever seen.
Who's this going to be?
Virgil van Dijk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyone
he's
else with
just
that
slick,
haircut
isn't he?
looks ridiculous.
There was
just
a
like
tweet.
a short pony, like a
But
short scrunched up.
Just
Yeah.
he's personification of cool.
Now
in my opinion.
we're past live show gate. I think we can mention this. There was one of my favourite tweets of all time was when Virgil van Dijk signed for Liverpool, and Lloydie on Twitter said Virgil van Dijk's ponytail and soul patch combo stinks of a man with a massive pipe.
Yeah, you can imagine.
It's a sensational tweet.
We don't have to move on from that. It's just a brilliant
It's a
tweet.
sensation.
It's a brilliant tweet. And
Just before we do move on, current Liverpool team, Darwin Núñez's hair. It's so thick and nice.
It's
and,
good, yeah.
Oh,
Heung-min Son's
go on
got
there.
pretty nice hair.
yeah.
What I was going to say was,
Son,
yeah, he's got nice hair.
has he?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
is
quite-
it?
he looks like a
light and-
matinee.
Yeah. No, I
idol.
can see that.
What I was going to say was, obviously, we've spoken a lot about Ruud Gullit. I think Ruud Gullit with a buzz cut, like what he currently has, where he's just like bald. I think he looks great.
Adventures in Clubland. Adventures in Clubland. He's here. He's come up from the office. He's got a new T-shirt on. He's been beavering away all week. Asad, you can tell he's had lots of work to do because he hasn't fucking bored us all with his stories. So, Adventures in Clubland, mate. Who you got? I'm looking forward to this.
Speaking of fantastic haircuts, here's the Mohawk maverick himself, Radja Nainggolan at Roma. What a guy.
A
What a guy.
Mundial footballer, if ever I know,
Yeah.
known one.
And it's not just the mohawk, is it? It's the tats. It's the eyebrow.
It's the
trim,
lunacy.
It's the whole look.
One of my favourite.
He's a current smoking footballer, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, one of the
Is he?
one of the
Yeah.
great facts about him was whenever he'd be on Belgium international duty, Mark Wilmots would always ensure that he had a balcony from which he could smoke on, which is
Wilmots was, I believe,
Yes, he was.
partial to a
I
cigarette
interviewed
as
him
well.
once.
so that's
Nice fella.
excellent. I mean, he's just one of my favourite ever footballers. We've spoken about like Hamsik, And, you know, you can talk about other Mohawk footballers like Stefan El Shawari or Arturo Vidal, but I just think he's the GOAT of the Mohawk
What an
footballers for me.
interesting concept, the Mohawked footballer, because all of those
I just
four
keep- yeah.
will have been, at some point in the past 10 years, will have been playing in Italy at the same time.
Yeah.
What a
A
track.
weird pattern that emerged.
I had a mohawk for a bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
You could, imagine sticking one on now.
Jesus. Come on then.
Sorry,
Asad.
I said.
I'd look like the
Anyway,
missing church statue.
He arrives at Roma from he starts. Sorry. He starts at Piacenza. Well, I mean, he starts in Antwerp, born to half Flemish, he's half Flemish, half Indonesian. Then he goes to Piacenza, then he goes to Cagliari. But they loved this like Indonesian, very combative, very technical midfielder, and he was like a hero there. Then he goes on loan at Roma. It's a Roma that are, you know, they're full of like journeyman players, like Edin Dzeko mixed with a young Mo Salah, mixed with Seydou Keita, for example, right? And Radja is he's like an aging Daniele De Rossi as well, and he's sort of the like firecracker element that like leads this team, really. And one of the most important things about him, why I really like him, is because he just holds a grudge so well. Like a man who vindictively hates both Inter and Juve. Just even though he signed for Inter later on, that's because Conte always like rated him. But he, no matter what or wherever he was, he would just like viscerally hate
The rivals of the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That. So did he do anything mad about? Did he say anything mad about Lazio or anything like that then?
No, weirdly not. He was really vocal, always against Juve. Like there's a video on the internet of him in his car smoking like 4 or 5 fags, and he's approached by a bunch of Roma fans, and he's like, "I've always hated Juventus since I arrived in Italy." He was like, even at Cagliari, they screwed me over, and then we were screwed over for Scudetto at Roma. And no matter where I've gone, they've always won, either by a free kick or via like a penalty or whatever. And he hated the jamminess of all of that. He was called a ninja, but that's not just because like, you know, he was combative or whatever. He invented a type of tackle. Like he invented a tackle which was nicknamed the Scorpion tackle, and it was named after him. And it became
pretty good name for a tackle.
Yeah, not bad. Where he would just like run from either behind or alongside, and he would just dive in like that, and he would hook the ball away from people. Which I thought, like, as a like tackling from behind is such a dangerous thing, but it's to master it at such a degree is incredible.
He's got he plays even when he is running forward. He's very lateral, isn't he? So I can imagine him coming in from the side, like swerving round a player like that to grab the ball. So the Scorpion makes sense. He looks nuts. Radja Nainggolan. He looks completely
mental.
nuts, and his playing style absolutely mirrors the way that he looks, which often happens. I don't know. Alan Shearer looks like he's going to be a very good header of the ball, and he's going to be brilliant. Pummeling through players. Leroy Sané looks like he's going to be an elegant footballer and be able to come with the ball. And Radja Nainggolan looks like he's going to have an absolute box of mad tricks.
Yeah, well, it's a guy who's like life experiences almost like bleed out onto the football pitch. Like he's like he likes to smoke and drink stuff like that. But one of my favorite internet videos ever was it's an Italian, but it's called Radja Nainggolan Unleashed at Ibiza, and it's just him in like it's like the year 2012 in video form. Like he just he's there in like a very deep cut V-neck top with like comedy glasses on, and he's there.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Yeah.
Look, he's bopping around in the crowd.
Oh my days!
While like clearly raving, and it just comes back around to him just pouting in the crowd.
It's a good look he's got there. I mean, is it a good look, or does he look like one of the Proud Boys? I can't quite work it out.
He's Proud Boy adjacent.
Proud Boy adjacent.
Yeah, there is a touch of Gok One in there as well. But
big glasses.
But anyone who can. Who's his mate? Anyone who can rock a mohawk for that long.
This is it.
Yeah,
He does it for a long time, doesn't he? A long time.
yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
No. No, and I wonder if in this day and age there are enough players like
Yeah.
that. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, he's obviously crossed the line a couple of times and been kicked out of clubs.
Yeah,
afterwards,
and
but-
Roberto Martinez didn't like him. Even when Axel Witsel went to China and stuff like that, he'd brought Axel back in. His like defining game, the one that Roma fans always come back to, was a 3-1 win against Inter Milan, where he scores 2 absolutely insane goals. The squads, well, it's called the day now England conquered San Siro, but the squad, briefly, Seb, if we go back to the squads for each of them, like the Roma and Inter Milan squads are like a who's who of like just random mid-2010s footballers. Like Roma have Szczesny, Rudiger, Kevin Strootman, Daniele De Rossi, Radja Nainggolan, Mo Salah and Edin Dzeko. Inter Milan have Handanovic, Gary Medel, Ken Draver.
Gary Medel. I'm obsessed with Gary Medel.
He's played well, Gary Medel.
I remember.
Not just with his passing, but with his break-up play as well.
I'm obsessed with him
Why?
because he's the ultimate short king.
Yeah,
Right? He's terrifying.
yeah,
Terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
He'd kill you.
yeah,
Yeah.
He would kill. Oh, you wouldn't get to fight Gary Medel, would you?
yeah. You
No.
disappear in the mountains.
It's like the. Would you prefer to fight Tyson Fury or John Fury?
Tyson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary Medel's like that. It's that the fucking the anger
Yeah.
and just the fact that he turned up at the baggies for a bit
Yeah.
and it sort of went under the radar.
Yeah.
So-
He had an actual line written for him on FIFA, which was he's played well,
Gary Medel.
Not
Oh,
just
really?
with his passing, but with his break-up play
Yeah.
as well.
And when Chile won the Copa America,
Yeah.
I think he sort of became an internet meme because
Yes.
he had his family there, didn't he? But he kissed his like 12, 13-year-old son on like the lips.
Oh, my
properly.
God.
And everyone's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Because it's hard, man. It's like
That's a bit.
but
Yeah.
you know, you just wouldn't expect that from someone who looked so.
Well, there's a little sidebar here. I mean, we go from
They've
Gary
got-
Medel. What other short hard men have you liked? Remember
Yeah.
Stig Turfting?
Fucking.
Oh,
The Danish one ended up at Bolton, didn't he?
yeah.
Didn't he go to prison? Wasn't he like a Hell's Angel or
I
something?
think he got involved in some shenanigans.
Some
didn't
heavy
he?
shit.
Well, Thomas Gravison for me.
Yeah, but yeah,
I know everyone talks about him, but I think him Tofting. Oh, that's a good question. that,
Stig
though.
Turfting.
Gary Medel, he went to Cardiff as well, didn't he, at one stage? But
Oh, was it Cardiff he was at, not West Brom?
I think it was
He-
Cardiff.
he
It was
did go
Cardiff.
Yeah, when they went down with when Solskjaer was manager.
Oh, the
Yeah.
The Blue Dragons.
Oh my
The red-
God! It's Vincent Tan's music. Why are
Yeah.
you dressed like that, mate?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
are you fucking dressed like that? Just wear a shirt and tie.
Why are you changing the colours,
Just-
Vincent?
but changing the colours is one thing. I sort of get it if it's look and all that. Like I understand why that could be a thing. But why are you wearing the shirt over a shirt and tie?
Very true.
God.
If you've got that much money, right, you've got all this time to get ready and like think about it. But what? Like who has ever thought wearing a football shirt over
A shirt and tie.
a shirt and tie? It looks fucking insane. It's like
And he always make sure the collar was out, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yes.
I reckon,
Yes.
Seb,
It wasn't-
Seb, I reckon you've done that a couple of times.
No, never.
straight out of Ladbrokes and down to
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Just quickly, like, the film shot in slow motion, him put it down.
I mean, I did what most young people
did for your wedding, didn't
in
you?
the late
Put a Yeovil top on it.
late 80s, early 90s was wear a football shirt like over a hoodie.
Over a hoodie.
And stuff like
I
that.
sort of rate that. I sort of
But
rate
that was
it.
like
What?
a kid. That was everyone sort of did.
But everyone still, there's still loads of
'Cause,
people do that, Wolves.
It's too cold to wear my
Oh,
football
yeah.
shirt.
But you still want to show your
You want to show your,
allegiance.
and especially when you're a kid, you got those retro. When you've got a shirt like that, you treasure those things, don't you? You wear them
Yeah.
all the fucking summer.
Oh, you wear them over a jumper.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
Different, different genre. Of
James has
short.
just hiked his shorts
I
up there
have,
and gone
yeah.
different genre.
Genre.
of shit.
different genre of
Solo
hard
male.
short man, but Gattuso.
Same genre.
I feel he's scrappy and more like Gary Medel's a bit more like
Yeah, no, I think it's all the same.
Yeah,
But-
Gattuso, man, God, yeah. Remember when Joe Jordan went, no, come on.
Yeah.
I quite admire that.
and we wrote about it for our Instagram a long time
I
ago.
think every football podcast
But
and magazine in the
for
world
what?
has talked about it.
No, I'm talking about Gattuso versus Beckham in 2001. They played against each other in a friendly. England were wearing that red,
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
red
yeah.
kit, the polo kit, and they kick fucking 10 bells out of each other. For
Oh,
like
yes, they
5
did.
minutes.
That was when Beckham was captain, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the manager that day?
Peter Taylor.
Peter Taylor. Crikey.
Made Beckham captain, didn't he? And handed out a load of caps.
He did.
Round table knowledge, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me, same top quiz. I was top of a quiz league until it got abandoned because you couldn't. You couldn't take losing.
Anyway, this shout out Jeffrey Kondogbia, also in the Inter Milan side that day.
Oh God, he was the next big thing,
I know.
wasn't he? Until he
I
wasn't.
often think about Jeffrey Kondogbia.
Nice.
On the
You're supposed-
Cappuccino podcast in October 2023, Nainggolan said, "The truth is that Roma changed my life. I had everything I ever wanted to be happy at Roma. I had a strong team. I earned well. The fans adored me. I had a city where you could enjoy yourself the way I wanted to. And they didn't get on my tits. They told me I could do what I wanted off the field as long as I gave my all when I played. I'd found my place at Roma. Then I went to Inter, and they got on my case about everything from the club to the fans.
Really?
I did not feel at ease there.
Just got on my... I love that.
so
got on
good.
my case.
He felt
What's up? They're on my case again.
He felt
What are they making you do? Training?
Who was it? Who was his
Where is he?
training, not smoke.
Yeah.
Where is he now, Asad?
He's at an Indian. I need to pronounce it correctly. He's at an Indonesian. He's at an Indonesian team called Bayangkara FC, and they're They're affiliated with the Indonesian police, and he went there because they asked him to sign for them, and he didn't even know there was an Indonesian football league. He was just like,
Oh,
well,
he
they're about-
didn't. I thought
No.
you'd put it there
No.
like it was you. You didn't know there was an English one until about 3 months ago.
when you found me off the street and brought me in.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was like, he's quoted in an interview and he was like, yeah, I didn't know there was an Indonesian league, but they were about to get relegated, so I thought, why not go and help out? And the kit that they have, there's some very sexy photos. Of
Well, you
Radja
say
Nainggolan
super
wearing them.
sexy in this.
Yeah, well, it's like the Wolves kit, a gold sort of color, but even just a sexier.
old gold. Old.
Yeah, but an even sexier version with like stars going up and down. And the third kit is like a green, like a really nice green kit.
But when you're a police team, though, you have got to try and
Yeah.
and do something different to make, you know.
But like while he was at that club, a Roma Indonesian fan group found him and just basically accosted him in what looks like a spare classroom at a high school.
His Instagram's good, isn't it?
His Instagram.
He's still just
right?
posting photos of him playing at Roma.
Yeah. It's something he cannot get past.
Well, De Rossi'd have him back, I'm sure.
Well, he's good mates with De Rossi.
I
When
don't think he'd
when,
have him back.
No,
When-
but in
when-
some form.
when
I don't
Inter
think, I don't
Yeah,
think
maybe
so.
not.
when Inter got rid of him and he needed somewhere to train, De Rossi invited him to train at Spal.
Because
they're really good mates.
Ah, Spout.
Spal.
Spal. Who could
Ah.
forget?
Iovada Spal.
We've got some comments here on a YouTube video, translated, auto-translate, from Roma fans. The Ninja, one of the few who truly loved and still loves Rome and Roma. One of the few who spat blood for the shirt.
Oi.
That is pretty
There we go.
fucking good,
Not bad.
isn't it? And
And I think we should leave it there.
spit.
Have you ever spat blood for the shirt, Seb?
Probably
I don't, blood?
blood.
I wouldn't call it blood. Mud. I spat mud.
Probably.
Day out. I've had a day out
Probably
ploughing.
when I didn't mind the gap after six cans of cider on the way back from an away day.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh,
What
dear,
happened?
oh dear.
Straight down.
Yeah. Probably. That's probably the only time. But I mean, that was early doors.
Sorry, what? You fell off a train?
On the no,
Into
getting off the train after an away day. Not, as you know, the big gap after a few too many beers.
Well, you fell
you
down
manage-
the gap.
No, I didn't do that. No, I just fell off as I was leaving the train rather than getting up.
okay.
Yeah.
What, face first?
Yeah. But
Onto
it's only, it wasn't like, and it didn't. Well, I mean, maybe you
Onto
could,
the
argue.
platform.
Look at my teeth; they're fucking going in all different directions. So, yeah, maybe.
Like a Victorian graveyard.
Yeah, exactly. Like a witch doctor. No,
Oh my god.
no, you can't say that.
Like a Victorian graveyard in a storm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Bits of moss growing on
apart
completely.
from blood. No. But you've got to go some. Italian fans are very hard to please, aren't they? Especially ultras and stuff like that. So if you get taken to them, but that's the thing. Now he'll never have to do any. Whenever he goes to Rome,
Yeah.
he won't have. People.
I
read a really good.
Won't even have to pay to park his car, will he?
I read a really good thing from. This is important, I think. I read a good thing with Gordon Strachan, right, where he said anywhere he goes in the world, a Leeds fan will come up to him, and he said,
We go, all Leeds, aren't we?
yeah. So along those lines, essentially, and he said, most of the players that I used to play with don't like it and get a bit pissed off. And he said, I love it. And he
Yeah.
said, what I wish I'd done, every time someone asked me for a selfie, if I took a selfie with them as well, and I just had all these pictures of all these people that I'd made happy.
Yeah.
That's quite lovely.
That's really nice.
It makes me feel a bit. I hope.
Yeah.
Gordo's not lonely.
I don't know. He might be, but
No, I think he's been.
Yeah.
Ian, I heard him say a story somewhere the other day that he once entered into a Gordon Strachan lookalike contest on holiday. He came second. And he said,
is that?
Yeah, the winner was a woman. It was in like Benidorm or something. He entered himself into it. Yeah.
One thing I will say about Radja is he's just like he's not just a nutcase. He's also a generally good bloke. Like he's got a twin sister called Rihanna, and because of her being a women's footballer but also like lesbian, he's been out like campaigning for LGBTQ rights in Italy. And
was he?
He when Seydou Keita was being racially abused by a bunch of Fiorentina fans, he went right up to him and was like, "What do you think you're doing?"
He did, yeah.
That.
Big
Good guy.
Big up Radja.
Big up Radja, the ninja.
All right, I'm Charlie Cooper. You might recognise me from BBC show This Country, but I'm here to tell you how much I love Mundial magazine. For me, it's the fanzine of football, documenting the best of football culture forever. I'm very proud to admit I've been a long-term subscriber of Mundial for years now. But if you subscribe, you don't just get the magazine, right? You get loads of other perks, too many to mention, in fact. So join Club Mundial at mundialmag.com.
Ins and outs and ins. Asad, you get to choose if we do the football ones or the non-football ones first.
Let's do the football ones first.
Asad, I'm going to give you first up for your ins. I would have expected a bit more than this, to be honest.
Really?
Come on, brother. You haven't been in for a bit.
What?
Come on.
For my football ins? It's a return of...
Oh, hang on. We're doing football first, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm just slating your non-football ones.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. The return of Arda Güler, who, don't know if you know much about him. I knew...
I'm the editorial director of a fucking football brand. I know the Turkish wonder kid Arda Güler is, who hasn't had enough minutes at Madrid this year until the last few weeks.
He did his ACL.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you know much about him. What a slur.
He's just trying to...
I know.
He's just trying to get his next-gen knowledge.
Well, yeah, exactly. So followed in from next gen. What a joyous... I've written about Florian Wirtz and a bunch of other players before. He was as good as any of them.
Yeah.
An incredible footballer who brought joy to so many Galatasaray fans. Went to Real Madrid, where it's like they've signed all of these midfielders.
He's still only 18, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really young, but like...
Jesus, is he?
But, right, so he...
Find out how Arda Güler is, Seb.
Really young, 18, 19.
Seb's fucked now, and he's like groping in the... Like, who the
but
fuck?
It's a measure of
How's he going to take
how incredible... He's 19.
19.
Just turned 19. February 2005.
You can say I know a bit about him.
A little bit of football now.
Of course, he's 1.75 metres.
A nice little...
winner, of course,
Brilliant.
the Ballon de Prada.
Well, they'd signed Jude Bellingham, they signed Tchouaméni, they signed Camavinga, right? You think, where is Arda Güler going to get minutes? Then he does his ACL, and it's like, at that point, it could go either way. And he comes back. He scored something like a goal every 150 minutes. He scored like 4 in 5 games. All of them incredible. And Ancelotti's completely... Because there was a brief moment where they were like, do we let him go back on loan to Turkey or wherever? And Ancelotti's like, the ball is in love with Arda
It'd be funny
Güler.
if he'd gone on loan to Turkey, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like he
Send
could
him
just
back
send him
home.
around different clubs every week. The government have got him on loan.
I quite like the idea of
That's
that.
quite good, isn't it? Yeah.
We're going on loan to... We're
Turkish
going on,
Federation.
we're going on loan
Floating
to, Seb.
player.
I'm off on loan to Brazil. Fucking great.
A floating player.
That
One
would
player
be
a
great.
season gets to play one game for every team.
You know, one of the best drills I used to do when I was coaching.
When you have the floater with the bib on.
Yeah, and
I love that.
And I was never the floater when I was...
See, I've never done it. It looks
And
fun.
they used to love it.
Yeah.
Because then it was a good way to put a player who sometimes might not physically been big enough, but who was smart and could change teams. So you play for both teams, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I used to do it a lot, and I changed the bib very quickly sometimes as well.
Imagine that. Next year,
You'd have enjoyed to have been coached by me if you could listen to me.
if I could listen to you.
He hasn't even tried to argue.
The return of Arda Güler. What did obviously there's a little thing here that the ball is in love with him, said Carlo Ancelotti, and that's good enough for me. So the return of Arda Güler is in. James, you've already done your in.
Yes, I do want just
Off the dome.
Seb.
Short corners.
Yeah, fine, in. Seb.
The week this podcast was released, I would say it's pretty much 10 years to the week that Mundial started.
Happy birthday.
The decima.
to you.
Maybe the decima.
we've been through some stuff, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
But look at all the good things we've got
Exactly,
to do
and
over
I-
the years, and we're still. And I think that the greatest testament to it is, I see. What I love the most about it is how we are all such a team, and I don't think everyone gets to do that at work. And I think we forget it sometimes. And you look around other people, and I know it can be intense at times for that, but that's what I love about it is the continued shared desire to make really good stuff.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
That's
thing. about it.
That's why.
Well, that's why
some-
we're all still doing it.
And that's why sometimes me and you argue is only because we want things to be good.
Yeah, no, but I think the continued desire to, it's exhausting. It's what keeps you up working till 11 at night, 11
It's
o'clock
true,
at night,
it's
3
true.
nights on the trot. But to get to 10 years from some of the places we've been in, where at times we didn't know if we were going to be able to pay the wages and stuff like that, and taking on bits of shitty work to,
Yeah.
I think getting, if I could, I think I wrote it somewhere for the mag recently. I remember paying I had to choose my favourite cover. And I remember I was paying myself out of my savings at the time to do it part-time.
Mm.
And I'm working on my own at home for it. And we were all spread out in different parts of the country or in different parts of the world or whatever. And then I think Giant was a big turning point. I think it changed us a little bit as a brand, got us taken differently seriously. I think we'd been quite endemically social until that point, and then us doing, and not just because we worked on it, but us doing a landmark podcast series for Spotify. I think that changed. I don't think maybe we'd have ended up being acquired if it wasn't.
No.
Sort of, we started doing some bigger stuff.
And
Because there was times where we just used to go and get pissed.
oh,
Oh yeah.
We'd put magazines out, do client work, and go and get twatted.
Yeah.
get absolutely
Yeah.
wanked. Well, especially when we were
Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
squatting at Copper 90.
Well, me and Al and Sophie got an Uber past Exmouth Market the other day, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean we'd work relatively hard, 10 till 1, and then we'd go to the pub 3 hours. Then we'd come back and play table tennis, and then we'd wonder why Copper 90 seemed a bit annoyed with us.
Well, I mean, the first. I don't say it's changed, but
I think also with Giant, what that did, we won an award for it, and I think we always backed the fact that we'd made loads of great things, great magazines, great films, great this and that, but we hadn't actually
well, we
been
hadn't really.
recognised like that. We'd had lots of community recognition, and we knew brands liked us, and we knew our
Yeah, it was
fans
good to
did,
get.
but-
I remember getting the notification and ringing you and Rebecca, and the only booze you had in the house to celebrate with when we got the New York documentary on was you had a bottle of limoncello in the freezer.
Yeah. We've just been there for
'Cause
about a year.
Yeah.
Been there since Italia 90.
Yeah, but 10 years, fucking hell, it's a long time. There's been there's been a lot of people come and go, and but we're still here.
which team would which football team would 23-24 Mundial be?
23, where we are now.
Current incarnation, yeah.
Be careful with your words, James. Be very careful with your words.
Brighton under Roberto De Zerbi.
Starts well.
Yeah, a bit schizophrenic,
Yeah.
capable of amazing things,
Capable
but
of
also
amazing
like, what the fuck? Have they just shipped 3 goals there? two of them own goals.
Why is Danny Welbeck still
Two of
playing?
them own goals. Yeah.
Birdo's just chipped Seb again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's forgotten how to
funny,
use
that.
an
Why
apostrophe
James
once more.
Milner been given another contract?
I saw a tweet that was like,
Good.
James Milner, your debut was when I was in year 8, and now I have 2 kids and a mortgage. Please, my brother, retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lallana's leaving. Why is he leaving? Oh, Owen turned up one morning and said he just didn't like him. Yeah.
Who's in size? I don't know.
There we go. 10 years of Mundial. Football outs. Anyone?
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
now.
Just people talking about offsides all the time. So boring.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Yeah, but it's not their punch
I
up,
just-
brother. Punch up.
I just want to enjoy the game. I just want people to enjoy watching football, not constantly talking about offside.
Well, I mean, do you know what I was gonna? I knew what I was gonna put in. Fucking Wolves. For triggering the VAR thing. Fair fucking play to them. Fair play for someone going, right, actually, no, fuck this.
I actually agree.
And that's
with
as much
this.
as I want to talk about VAR, but fair play to them.
I actually agree with that. It's the first sort of revolutionary adjacent thing Wolverhampton's done in a long time.
Yeah, but yeah, back to your outs. Yeah, people bank like, but I don't want to give it too much airtime, but yeah, offside's become ridiculous. Seb.
We're coming to around tournament time and summer and that.
You saying you got Euros fever?
I certainly have got Euros fever, but it's keep an eye out for the really generic football stuff and people trying to get involved in football, where it looks just like they haven't got a clue what football's all
A
about.
terrible brand doing
Yeah.
Soccer ball.
But they can't mention anything.
No,
so
no.
They've just got a dad in a red top.
Yes.
So it looks like
sat on a sofa.
So it looks like a Linden kid. Way!
Yeah.
Like fucking like a. Like,
Yeah.
But it's always a shit brand as well.
Just a really, and it's like so unrealistic
An
and so
unbranded
generic
football.
and just does nothing.
Yeah, kicking around with the kids. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
garden.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all footy fans.
So you'll see a lot of
Yeah.
them over the next few weeks and months. But
Yeah.
God, we
Enjoy your football summer with.
Yeah. With Lurpak.
With
before the
with
last
Baileys.
Euros, right? Before the last
Could do a 1992 Denmark special thing, couldn't they?
before the last Euros, we got invited to pitch by a well-known food delivery brand, and we come up with a great fucking.
Oh, yeah, it's
we
really
come up
good.
with a great idea and a great script.
Really good, yeah.
For a well-known actor who is was behind the bar of the Queen Vic to be walking through a London market, going, I see you. Just talking about Massamans and just basically talking about London as a food city, but doing it in a very Danny Dyer way. But they never did it. And then the work they did do was absolute crud.
Yeah. It's a shame 'cause it was a really good idea.
It was a really good idea.
I'm changing mine. That leaked Man United third kit where someone had mocked, I think it was Bearded Genius who mocked up it as like a T20 kit with like the cricket helmet and the
did.
bat. It does look like you'd be playing the 100 in it. It looks awful.
It checks out.
Yeah, it does check out.
Shit kit releases. Yeah, I mean out. The three teams that came up last year all being relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah. It turns it into a dead zone because it means that.
Well, you've got. I heard someone say the other day that basically you've got 23 Premier League clubs, or 25 or 26, and they're just constantly going round and round in circles.
Because it now means that the teams who didn't get relegated, who were close-ish, like Everton in a way, because of points deducted, Forest, potentially Brentford, kind of a bit down there. It means they've just got another year to get stronger, and the three that come up have got the bigger things.
Yeah.
You know,
The three that went down have the parachute payments, but have to get rid of players and sack staff. So when they come back up, they've got to do all that again. Yeah.
I think the Premier League is essentially going to become the 17 teams above that bottom three for a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay. Non-football ins. I'll start. Slightly inspired by I know this football. Michael Antonio. I don't know if you saw his interview. It was a few weeks ago now, but Michael Antonio talking about having therapy and how it changed his life.
Right.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was going away on international duty, hoping he'd get injured, didn't want to play football anymore. As recently as November, and he gave an interview on a podcast and talking about how he'd had therapy and how it helped. Well, and a similar vein, and I know people. I saw that Kicking the Cans recently, our podcast listener put up that he'd got through 250 days of sobriety a few weeks ago. So well done. And I messaged him about it, and he always messages me and Tommy and say thanks. You don't know how much you normalising it allowed me to do it. So in the spirit of men talking about things with other men, I started having counselling recently after years of saying I'd do it, and it's fun. It's fantastic. I look forward to it because you can't. It's very difficult to live in a life where you don't want to burden your partner or your mates with things, and nor should you, because they shouldn't be your counsellor. There's a reason people do it, and it's so you can go and rant and fucking rave and listen and talk in a space which is completely unjudgmental. And I think I've done it on and off before, but never had it right. But the person I've chosen now seems to be right after a lot of searching for the right one, and I think it's great. And everyone carries shit around with them, and I think you've got to get to a point in your life where you realise some things just aren't your fault, and your reactions to things and the way you behave aren't always your fault. But if you can try and find a way to manage them so they don't affect other people around you care for, then I think that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely right. Someone who goes twice a month to see someone, it's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
No judgment, nothing to say. Yeah. As good as all your mates, like you said there, Owen, I think the key thing you said there was all your mates, all your family, they can be as brilliant as they are, but just talking.
It's not their responsibility.
Exactly. I think that's more that. Not that you can't do it, but it's not their responsibility.
Yeah. Got to sort your own shit out.
Agreed. Amen.
Why
Asad.
do you keep
Mashallah.
texting me then, Seb? Just text your counsellor.
You are his count. That's what he's saying. Mine is morning walks and also evening walks, really. So me and my flatmates before work, like 7 or 8 a.m, we'll go out and We'll walk for like an hour in the parks.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No,
Yeah, we do. Oh, it's been 4 days, but like still.
Just to clarify,
Did you say
I
more?
came into the office at 10 o'clock the other day, and now I know why.
Did you say
There we
morning?
go.
He was having an
Yeah,
early
yeah.
morning fart walk.
And also in the evenings after the gym. You just feel so energetic. I'm being real.
I love young people.
Yeah.
I've done 4 days of walking, and now I am a walker.
I'm like, damn, I could do this all the
Country
time.
Walking magazine.
I mean, I love walking. I do it,
Yeah.
but come to me when you're fucking
In the urban
average
jungle.
average
Okay,
10,000
right.
steps
Yeah,
a day
yeah,
for the last fucking 14 months.
Yeah.
Come at me then.
I
Tell me
will.
you're a walker. You and Jumbles. What's your step count, bro? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We'll soon see here, won't we?
It's
We'll
not
see if
high
this is
today.
true or not, won't we,
It's
Birdie?
not high today.
Yeah, but we'll have a look at the week average.
Okay, cool.
Mine will be terrible this week.
Let's have a look.
Fucking
They're not
nowhere.
even like long.
I've been fucking nowhere.
It's 8,000 for the week.
Your average.
My average for the month is 10,208.
That's good.
Okay,
For the month.
Yeah, for the month.
Let's have a look.
Fair play.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad. There's my day average. There's my month. 6 month.
Not bad. 6 months.
Year 10,691 for the last
Ooh,
year.
My year 9,332.
Not bad, not bad.
9,500.
Below the 10. Seb?
He's not even checked.
45.
Yeah, it won't be much.
No, you.
I'm sporadic. I'm up and down.
My girlfriend is
That's what she said.
is a maniac. She'll do like
You can't say your girlfriend is a maniac.
well, she is. But she'll go on for like 2-3 hour walks just in a straight line. then
Yeah,
come back. It's mad.
You know why?
My girlfriend is a maniac. She'll go for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah. She's like, oh, let's.
Sounds a bit like she's trying to leave.
Yeah.
That's in. Walks are in. Seb.
Seeing good people that you've not seen for so long, completely unexpectedly, happened recently in Soho. Someone who lives up north and we used to work with a lot and get on really well with, just seeing him completely out of the blue.
Who was it?
Who was it? Staples.
Oh, yeah, we saw Matthew
Matt
Staples.
Staples was
Yeah.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
It was
like,
amazing. We had big hugs in Soho,
from-
didn't we, on a Friday afternoon?
There was no reason why we should have been, our paths should have crossed either. We were late.
And Seb just
later
went to
than
me, he
normal.
went, Matty Staples, look. It was great.
And it makes you think,
He's a lovely man.
send a text, or if you've been thinking about seeing someone or someone you know really well, just get on with it.
Send a text.
Burda. I'll tell you, mate, it's building things with your daughter.
Oh yeah. Well, I've bought a loads of different blocks. She's got a Duplos and she's got a wooden ones, and I just very, very much enjoy absent-mindedly building things out of that. With
It's
her.
very
I
cute.
think it's a very, very peaceful thing to do.
You just keep building Molyneux, don't you?
Did you build that
Matchstick.
that kitchen set for her?
Yeah, I put that
Yeah,
together
that's
for her.
nice.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, just absent-mindedly. I think it's
Yeah, it's great.
just hands and creating something
Coordination.
without.
Yeah,
the
I did a
really-
lot of big Legos with Zach, and you progress and progress and
Brilliant.
progress.
Feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, in. Well, that's it for the ins. Outs. Tommy's put being a sweaty man in the heat. It's like all he wants to do is talk about his sweat. Listeners, if you find it as disgusting as us, please write. And he's not even here, and we can't get away from his filth. No, Asad, you're not having that. Oh, go on then. Maybe you can.
What? Just hay fever? It's been doing me dirty.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what
We'll
it
stop going for
does.
so many walks.
Yeah,
More so,
exactly.
more so. But I'm,
Like you're like
I've got
a pig
incredibly
at a
strong
truffle going out every
Yeah,
morning,
yeah.
sniffing that pollen in. Let's get me out in that pollen. Let's get me out there in that
waking
pollen.
up with like
It's 7 in the
incredibly
morning,
tight
what should we
sinuses.
do?
I have,
Oh yeah, get some pollen in.
I have really strong antihistamines. They're still not really working, so I'm at a loss.
I'll put hay fever out, but I mean, Seb, God Almighty. I mean, this just feels like you've done it before. But let's go on.
No. The other day,
This is that perfect.
The
thing
other
that I
day they
said
had-
of the week, which is James does his after he's played football, because I play football on Thursday nights, and Seb does his after travelling into Spiritland at a commute.
Okay, my out is basically Waterloo Station there was some loads of problems. It was basically shut for about 3-4 hours. People lost their minds that they couldn't, lovely sunny day, make the most of it. Go for a walk. Go to the pub. Go and have some nice food.
Which one of those did you do, Seb?
I had a pint and then walked. Then I rang you and then walked to Embankment. But there's nothing you can do. But you should see these people are so furious. But
He's right. Charing Cross was closed once, and I went down Argyle Street on the side, No, Villiers Street.
Yeah.
No, whatever it fucking is. And there's a boozer down there, Princess of Wales. And it was like Blitz Spirit. There was blokes who'd never missed a train for years, just in their suits with their lunch boxes, going, well, fuck it, there's a low pint getting cunted. Everyone was at it. This is fucking brilliant.
Yeah. It's what
It's a carnival atmosphere.
Yeah.
British people, when they get any sort of time away from work or family, just
Straight pints.
they drink pints. It's endemic.
Well, I walked past Monument the other day. I walked from Shoreditch to London Bridge. Nice little half an hour trot through there, past Bank and stuff like that. Down Leadenhall and some of those nice big buildings down there. Past Monument, and Monument itself is a lovely. I don't know. Is it an obelisk, Seb? What is it?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Have you been up it, by the way? It's really good.
No.
You should go up it.
No. Anyway, but people were just, and the sun was out, obviously.
Yeah.
People were just sprawled all over Monument, sipping crap pints of Peroni, and I was like, looks great, but I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. I just carried on walking. All the while, 10 minutes away from me, Seb was sprawled over South Bank, pinting it up on his wands.
Obelisk in sight.
Yeah.
But you don't need it.
Salute.
James,
I've changed it because that's shit.
what is it then instead?
2-day weekends out, 3-day weekends in, and start a campaign. A 3-day weekend.
I don't think, as your boss, I can.
A jihadi for the 3-day week.
I'm with you. I mean, I think if I had to do 4 days on, 3 days off, I'd get as much done.
This is
So I work late anyway.
100%.
exactly this.
So what we're basically doing, though, right?
This is my point.
If I tidied up the hours I've
100%.
worked over the last few weeks and cumulatively in my career, I'm probably doing 6-day weeks and 2-day weekends.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes 6.5, 1.5. Maybe sometimes 7, 1.
This is what I'm saying.
So that's an 8-day week and 80% of it of work.
I'm saying that we do the work of, we would do the work of a 5-day week and a 4-day.
Yeah, I agree. But no one's going to agree, are they?
Don't know, me and you, form a union, put it into writing. Meet us for.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to. Yeah.
Form a militia.
It's just 2 days.
Militia.
Militia.
2 days isn't enough time. You spend all of Sunday thinking
gotta
about
get
Monday anyway.
This isn't Kashmir.
No, but sometimes you got to bet like you got to go like that.
You spend all of Sunday thinking about Monday anyway.
Yeah, James's original one in here was an IKEA sofa. Did I have an out? I was going to talk about squirrels, but I feel like I've talked about them a lot. Fucking bastard rodent cunts. I hate them. They cause me.
you?
Yeah. They cause me a lot of pain.
Why?
Rats with a
I've
BBL.
always got dogs of an eye and fucking hell.
Perfect.
Rats with a BBL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate squirrels.
Why? What do they do?
They run along the top of our fence in the garden
Yeah.
and cause the dogs to go mental.
Okay.
And they've got into my loft. So sometimes in the middle of the night they'll wake me up doing this.
Tapping away.
Yes, then I have to put my headphones on.
Tap, 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 tapping away.
Yeah. I might go John Fury on them. Just like
Headbutting them.
Whoopsh.
Headbutt them.
No.
That's what I thought.
No, hunt them and eat them.
Yeah. Oh, don't mind me, as long as it's edible.
Exactly.
I'll get anything down me.
This has been a really meandering and probably uneditable version of reminding you I love football. We've been at Spiritland. We've enjoyed this. Please,
3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days. Please rate, please read, please share. We'll see you at Hotel Mundial. We've got a great issue coming out in a few days, and we worked very hard on, which we'll talk about more, I'm sure. But yeah, that's been us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice one, boys.